Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhavatapa Pranashinne Ananda Ghanamurtaye Jnana Bhakti Pradayinne Matastubhyam Namo Namaha. Jai Ma. Okay, we were talking about Ashokbaba explaining the meaning to me. So we come to the third episode, that third incident that happened. So he said, you went to Vaishno Devi and this lady took your hand and pushed those two bangles. What was the meaning of that? What did Ma say? What you got in your vision was Suvarna Churi pehen lo. That's what Ma said. So in your language, in a local colloquial language, you would say Suvarna is Sona, gold or whatever. But that is not the meaning in Sanskrit. Su means Parabrahma Tattva and Varna means caste. So what Ma was telling you is that now you have entered our community. Varna is caste, Varna is community, and you have entered to hunt for the Parabrahma Tattva, the essence of Brahman. I said, my God, what are you saying? He said, yes, it is true. So again, he said, I'm repeating, why did you say all these incidents in this sequence? Obviously, because Ma wanted you to know what it meant. So he says, one was like when you were in your teens, when you were about, in your teens. One was when you were, obviously you were, say, in your 40s or whatever, late 30s. And the last one was, when you started treading the path. So this is the meaning, which I have always said, that, wait for the answer. Don't jump into anything and say, okay, this Mahatma has said this to me, or this, I want a quick answer, I want to know now. No, it doesn't happen like that. It sometimes does, but not always. So you have to wait, you have to think, you have to contemplate on it. What does it mean? What does it mean? Sure enough, Ma will send somebody who will explain the meaning to you. So that is what happened to me, because I was, when Ma said the first thing to me, Brahman dhoondho, Brahman hai, just didn't understand, and I was in my teens at that time. When did I get all these answers? When I was in my 40s. So, it is amazing how Ma sends messages and how you get to know. You have to be very receptive to everything. That is also there. Now, after these incidents he narrated to me, it was exhilarating for me when he said all this to me. And then comes the time after I got my sannyas. This was in 2012. A few days later, Ashokbaba calls me up and he says, every word that Ma told you, she has proved it today to you. I said, what does that mean? He said, she's made you a sannyasi. So, hunting for the Parabrahma Tattva is your journey begins, to hunt within yourself, that essence of the Brahman. So actually, if you go to see, I have entered the sannyas order. I'm still on my journey. Because believe me, friends, with all the experiences and everything, it's not like these experiences are a great thing for me. Yeah, they are great. But it doesn't put me there. It is an impetus for me to realize that there is something like this and there is something beyond this, Because I feel that, the deeper you go into this realm, the deeper you travel, the deeper you go inside, you really know how little you know. Initially, what will happen is people will say, I know this, I know that. They know nothing until you really enter, until you really are there. Then also you don't know. Because like I said, the deeper you dive, the more you realize that you know so little. It is so huge, it's so vast, this thing. And I think you will really know when you're there. And then you won't come back to tell anybody what it is, because you're there. And that journey is so beautiful. You go on treading. Don't ask, Yeah, people have a habit of asking all kinds of questions, and then they will give the answer themselves, that I think it is like this, and I think no, 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 it is not that simple. You have to contemplate a lot. You may have read a lot of books, and that's why you're repeating that. But that, again, like I said, is not your knowledge. You have to enter, you have to experience things for yourself, realize things for yourself. Now, there's another thing, that I was asked a couple of questions from people. I think 2, 3 people asked me this question, that when we are in sadhana, we've entered the path and everything, why is it that we have this immense emotion within ourselves of lust and desire and, passion and all that doesn't go, it just comes up. So what is this? What is happening to us, and how do we get rid of all that? To get rid of that is not easy again, because this is an accumulation of passion, lust, desire, emotions, and everything. It's not just about this lifetime. You have accumulated it from lifetimes, okay? So there's really a sewage within yourself. It's like a gutter. And it's all bubbling inside. When you enter sadhana or something, things are bubbling inside. They need to come out. So you don't have to be afraid or scared that why is this happening to me? There is a very beautiful incident regarding this, which is again in the book, okay? There was one sadhika who went to Ma. And you see all these sadhikas, some of them were from very, very educated families. They themselves were PhDs or whatever, lots of degrees and everything. And in society, they had a very good name. People really respected them. And when they came to the ashram and became inmates, they would fight with each other like cats and dogs. बहुत झगड़ा करते थे एक दूसरे से और बहुत कुछ होता था. There were feelings of emotions of jealousy, hatred, this, that, competition, everything was going on. So one day, this lady went to Ma and said, we come from such respectable families, and why are we behaving so badly over here? This atmosphere, this environment over here, and in your vicinity, we should be calm, peaceful, this, that, which everybody thinks, Everybody has this notion that if you go to a temple, you become calm. You go to an ashram, you become calm, peaceful. It doesn't happen that way, friends. It really doesn't. What was the answer that Ma gave? She said, when you people are in society, you put your best foot forward. You want to present yourself like you're very good, respectable individuals. Everybody has some negative and positive in their system, right? You are presenting only your positivity to people. There is a lot of muck also within you. So when you come here, what do? I open the lid of the sewage. You have a sewage tank within you, which has all the muck, right? So I open the sewage lid and it starts overflowing, the sewage. So all these emotions that you have, jealousy, hatred, competition, lust, passion, this, that, whatever emotions you can think of, it all comes out in abundance. So you feel scared that what happened, I came here for sadhana and I came here to be peaceful, calm, have a feeling of happiness, bliss, etc., etc., words. It won't happen that way. And so beautifully Ma said, it's only when the sewage comes out that I can fill you up with nectar. So that is what was happening to all of them, and it happens to everybody. If you have entered the path and these kind of emotions come up whilst you are doing sadhana or something, don't be afraid. All the things are coming out for it to go permanently. So that means Bhagwan is really looking at you and saying, let me remove all the muck. And he starts removing. And then you're filled up. That's how it goes. So I thought it was something that, because I did answer these people, but it's like constantly typing and writing. Such a long story I can't say. I can't go on typing. Whole day I'm doing things like that. So I thought maybe I will talk when I am on YouTube, and that's why I'm explaining this to you. There was another very nice incident that happened. Once Ma was traveling by train, and there were some other people in the adjacent compartment, in the train. And they had heard about that there is some lady in the next door compartment who's like a saintly person, and her name is Ma Anandamayee or whatever. So people had told them, go and do darshan, and whatever you ask of her, it is granted. That's it. That's what they had got, the information. So they said, come on, let's go. Let's go to that bogie and ask her for whatever we want. So they knocked on the door, opened, and Ma looked at them, and they said, we have come with some desires that we have. So Ma said, what is it? So they said, we have heard all this about you, that you grant anything to people and all that, and that you are a saintly person and this and that. Before they could proceed, Ma took her chadar, the chadar that she had, and she did this. And she says, Ma, mujhe bhiksha de do. So they thought, we've come for bhiksha, we've come for something from her. And this is looks like a pauper. Somebody was asking us for alms, So they just looked at each other and they had their doubts. So they just looked at Ma and said, what is it, like attitude. So Ma says, Ma, mujhe bhiksha de do. 10 minute roz Bhagwan ka naam lo. Remember God for 10 minutes every day. Give me that bhiksha. Give me those alms. And they were shocked out of their minds. They said, here we've come for bhiksha ourselves. We've come for something that we want. And here it's ulta. She's asking for things from us. Come on, let's get out of this bogie. And so they just left. After that, I heard they went through a lot of problems in their lives. Lot of difficulties, and Ma obviously knew this, and she was telling them to give 10 minutes to the name of God. That is what everybody is doing today. 15 minutes of maun from 8:45 to 9 in the night. So it becomes an akhand maun all over the world, because if you're doing it in India, it's a different timing. If you're doing it abroad, it's a different timing. So without a break, there is the maun going on all over the world. It's called an akhand maun. So these ladies had a lot of problems in their lives and all that, and by the end of all those problems that they were facing, they went through a lot. After many, many years, they remembered Ma's words that give me 10 minutes of your time. And they went hunting for Ma, that where is she? She had told us and we never listened to that. Finally, they found her in some ashram. They went and bowed down to her, did pranam and said, Ma, we really didn't understand. Today we do. And after that, they became devotees of Ma. Jai Ma. Om Bhavatahu Pranashinne Ananda Kanamurtaye Jnana Bhakti Pradayine Matastubhyam Namo Namaha. Jai Ma.